Our top focus at this hour, the tensions in West Asia. As Israel and Hezbollah engage in their heaviest exchange of missiles since the beginning of the Gaza War last year in October, the United States says it is keeping track of the situation and is working to avert any further escalation.
Can't speak directly to the conversations that unfolded yesterday, other than to say there was continuous communication, and we have been tracking the threat of Hezbollah attacks against Israel for some time now. And of course, those attacks have been unfolding since October 7th, in addition to the specific operations and actions that took place yesterday.
Hezbollah leader Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah said that it was able to carry out its attack as planned in retaliation to the killing of top Hezbollah commander Fuad Shukr in Beirut last month. Nasrallah said Hezbollah managed to fire 320 rockets and drones towards Israel. And on the other hand, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claimed that the country's military had intercepted all the missiles and drones that Hezbollah launched at strategic targets inside Israel. Now, Netanyahu also claimed that Israel had carried out preemptive strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon. He claimed that 100 Israeli fighters destroyed thousands of rocket launchers of the Iran-backed group Hezbollah. Nasrallah refuted the claims as false, adding that only dozens of rocket launchers were destroyed. Meanwhile, the United States has cleared it was not involved in strikes in Lebanon or the shooting down of incoming projectiles. A U.S. official said that America's role was limited to tracking the barrage of rockets and drones launched by Hezbollah. The question today, of course, is what will happen next in West Asia? Nasrallah said Hezbollah would assess the result of the operation carried out on Sunday and would determine whether it would carry out further attacks. On the other hand, Netanyahu has warned that Israel's preemptive strike on Hezbollah in Lebanon was not the end of the story. Meanwhile, Reuters reported that Israel and Hezbollah had communicated via intermediaries in order to prevent further escalation. All right. To understand the situation better from the Israeli side at this moment, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Mordechai Kedar, former senior IDF military intelligence officer and an Israeli scholar of Arabic culture and lecturer at Bar Ilan University, joins us from Tel Aviv. Lieutenant Colonel Kedar, thank you so much for making time and joining us here on Beyond World is One. Sir, Hezbollah claimed this was just phase one and it was an initial response. Netanyahu has said it's not the end of the story. Given these statements, what's next in the story? What will be phase two?
Well, the important question is, when will the Israeli patience fade and Israel will give Hezbollah and Lebanon the hit which they deserve since October 7th. They started to fight us on October 7th, 2023, means almost a year ago. And we had to evacuate 70,000 of Israel's citizens from the north to other parts of the country. They are refugees. The Israeli sovereignty is compromised. Israelis were killed by Hezbollah drones and missiles. And the question is, when will Israel give the hit to Hezbollah and to Lebanon in a way which return Lebanon to the Stone Age? And this is what they deserve.
Lieutenant Colonel Kedar, Iran vowed revenge against Israel for the death of Haniyeh. It's almost been a month since that statement came out from Tehran. What do you feel Iran is really waiting for?
First of all, Iran is afraid that Israel will hit the oil production facilities in the Gulf. And this is what actually Israel said, that if Iran attacks Israel, this is one of the options. And if this happens, Iran will go bankrupt immediately because this is the only source of real income for the Iranians. Yet Israel is not looking for wars. We want to live in peace in our forefathers' land, and we want to be left alone. by our neighbors, but they do not want at all Israel to be here because they want to eradicate Israel altogether from the map and from the ground.
Lieutenant Colonel, are the ceasefire talks expected to yield any results anytime soon, as both sides are nowhere on the same page?
Yes, unfortunately, this war is too long. It already almost 11 months, almost a year. And nobody really sees the end of this war. And the question is when Israel will give them the hit, which will end the war in an Israeli victory, because Israel cannot afford not to be the victor party in this war.
So, Egypt has warned against the dangers of opening a new war front in Lebanon. What do you make of this warning when Israel-Hezbollah tensions have already been on the boil?
Egypt should ask itself whom supported the Hamas in a way which allowed Hamas to smuggle weapons and ammunition and equipment to Gaza from Egypt. Egypt really has to check very carefully into what happened in the last years in Egypt, which enabled this Hamas to become such a terror state in Gaza, which actually ignited this war on October 7th, 2023.
Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Mordecai Kedar, thank you so much for joining us on WION World is One and sharing all your insights. Of course, here's hoping that a ceasefire deal is achieved at the earliest, the hostages are returned, and there is peace in the region.
Let's hope for it.